Hey guys, Kim Moberg here. Thanks for tuning in. And we've got Schuyler Grant here too. And there he is. There's Schuyler. And I know he's trying to give a share to this. Thanks for tuning in. We are coming to you from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And we're going to be playing some songs for you. Maybe about an hour and a half, so some original tunes, probably some cover songs, just kind of whatever we feel like. It's been a while, and we are here courtesy of O'Shea's Old Inn. O'Shea's Old Inn is located in Dennis, here on Cape Cod in Massachusetts, and before COVID, they provided artists with a place to play 7 nights a week, so it was absolutely fantastic. We miss them, but we thank O'Shea's for putting this up tonight on the big screen. They are open for business, so you guys local people can go down and enjoy a meal. My favorite is their fish sandwich, and they have food to go. They have all sorts of stuff. So we want to thank you, and to anybody at the end that's tuning in, thanks for tuning in. It's so nice to see you guys. Now, I can't hear Schuyler. So, Schuyler, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can't hear Schuyler.
What? What? Hold on.
So if you guys bear with us for just a minute, we're going to see if we can get this technology figured out, because literally 2 seconds ago we were chatting in the green room and having a grand time. And the green room being literally, I'm streaming this via the green room in our house, which is a concert series, and a music room at our house. And what I'm going to try to do, I think, is I'm going to play a song. I don't understand why we're not having music. So if you guys hang on 1 second, I will. No sound. Interesting. So Schuyler, if you can hear me, maybe if you leave the studio and then try to come back in, and I'll play a song. Okay, if you click leave studio, I'll play a song and see what's happening. In the meantime, I'm going to say hi to the folks that are in the chat. Belinda from California, the San Diego area. Nice to see you, Belinda. Corinne's here. Corinne, nice to see you too. And Dave Jackson. Yes. I'm going to play. Actually, I'm going to start out with a Lori McKenna song, okay? You guys can let us know if it sounds okay. Well, here's what I know. Even when she's sleeping, she's still dreaming about you. That's the way that it goes. Even when she's laughing, part of her is worrying. There's something she didn't do. She only sits for a minute, she's a hummingbird in a living room. She's a silhouette smiling with the weight of the world on her chest. She'll build a mountain for you by the afternoon. Mother Earth never rests. City works in colors. It's just her and the sun, waking up early, bringing light to everyone. And she's counting on angels. She's hoping that they're there, just in kiss every time she says your name. It's like a little parade. They're wishing the stars were the hurt and band-aids for how it feels. And the night light's on, so even the song gets to sing. She's a stubborn believer that time and a clean house is how you heal. So mother never rest. There ain't a broken bone or a birthday that she'll forget. She bitterly banded and cried the day her hatchback left. When you hurt, she hurts. That's how it is. That's how it is, I guess. Here's what I know. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm still dreaming all about you. Oh, thank you very much, Johnny B. I appreciate that. We're going to add Schuyler back to the stream and see if we got some sound.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Still not hearing Schuyler. You're not on mute, and I don't understand what's going on. Bear with us for 1 minute. Let's see. So we had perfect sound earlier. Oh. Okay. Interesting. If she can hear both of you, I can't. I don't understand. I can't hear. Well, all right. Let's try this. Since you can hear me, Schuyler.
Yep.
Go back and forth and see what happens. I'm going to put you up on the screen and take it away. Does that sound good? So give me a thumbs up.
Sounds good. We'll see.
So here's Schuyler, everybody. Enjoy.
So we will, well, I just got a text that says that, from my mother, that says that she can hear me. And she's all the way in Katuitt. So hopefully the rest of you can hear me too. Well, she said my heart was and the poor thing skipped a beat. She got me drunk on sweet summer loving. Well, she gets into my lungs and she makes it hard to breathe. With the air is thick as sweet, sweet honey. She's a queen. She's my queen. She's my queen, 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 queen bee. In the starless sky we flew, and then light to the moon, dancing through the night like fireflies in June. From the bed the roses in the dunes. 'Cause when the honeysuckle bloom, they bloom for you. 'Cause you're a queen. You're my queen. You're my queen, 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 queen bee. If my honeybee should ever leave the hive, know that she was once my queen. She's a queen. She's my queen. Don't promise me you'll treat her like a queen. Don't promise me you'll treat her like a queen.
Yay! Gorgeous.
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
I can now, yeah. For some reason, StreamYard bumped me out, and anyway, it's all fixed. It's fine.
Okay, good.
It's fine. So thanks to your mom. How you doing, Catherine?
Right?
Yeah. So I'd say that's my second favorite Schuyler song right there.
Oh,
I love
thank
that
you.
tune. And that's on a CD, right?
That is, yeah. So I guess back in 2016. No, I'm sorry, 2000. It must have been like 2014. I released that as part of a first song on a 4-song EP called "Moving On," and that's available on iTunes and Spotify, and basically anywhere you stream music, which is kind of cool. And then my other favorite story about that song is that there's a local artist, Laura Balboni, who who painted a seascape with the dunes and the beach roses, and it's called "Roses in the Dunes," named after that song.
Isn't that lovely? And she's so talented.
I know. She really is, and such a nice person too.
Mm. And I think 2014, I think that's the year, no. Did I meet you in 2014? I think it was 2014. 14 or 15, I met you at the Harvest Gallery Wine Bar open mic.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I moved back from New York with a handful of songs, and I recorded them at John Evans' studio, Brick Hill Studio, which you know quite well.
I do.
So I moved back in 2014. So it probably would have been 2014, 2015
Around that
we first
time.
met. Yeah.
And it's thanks to you that I've recorded with John, because I had heard of him, because who hasn't? I had heard of him, but I remember this night so clearly. You were so helpful to me because you had recorded with him, and it was at O'Shea's. We were sitting at the table at O'Shea's by the front door in the corner, and you shared your experience with me, and you had such glowing things to say and a wonderful experience that it made me less nervous about the whole process. And I think it was the very next day I called John and said, "Can we talk?"
Well,
So,
that
yeah.
is, I'm so glad to hear that. But you are so talented that you would have found your way there eventually had I not even said anything. So
He's amazing.
I
Yeah,
know, isn't
he's
he?
amazing. He really is. Hey, Lynette. Lynette's tuning in from Tucson. Nice to see you, Lynette. You guys,
Nice.
and Johnny, where are you tuning in from? Feel free to leave a comment, say hello, because I can see the comments right here on the screen, and it's wonderful to have that little bit of back and forth exchange with you guys. So we're going to be playing a good number of originals and some covers. So we're going to go back and forth, and I think I'm going to play a song from, and I'm going to go big screen here. And if you guys have some patience, because I'm doing tech too. It is Alaska. I thought so, Johnny. I think you are our farthest guest. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, and to let you know, I am going to be performing at the Alaska Folk Festival. So watch for that, okay, Johnny? This is called That'll Have to Wait. It's on my second CD, and it was a song that I wrote from a prompt, and the prompt was called That'll Have to Wait. Staring at your face across from me, a stranger where a lover used to be, and the words that you are saying mean my world's about to shake. So the hearing, that'll have to wait. When you took away your love so suddenly, didn't give me time to cry or even breathe. The tears will soon be raining like a crossfire hurricane, but the feeling, that'll have to wait. Now to say that God don't give us more than we can't take, the pain of losing you I just can't face, 'cause a heart that's used to loving, you know, don't know how to bend, it just breaks. This heart may mend and learn to love again. I can't say with who or why or even when. As time goes by, the bitter fades and the goodness shall remain. But forgiving, that'll have to wait. Now they say that God don't give us more than we can't take, but the pain of losing you I just can't face, 'cause a heart that's used to loving, you know, don't know how to bend, it just breaks. So forgiving, forgiving,
have to wait. There we go. Hi, Schuyler.
Hello, that is such a beautiful song.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
When did you write that?
Oh, goodness. Probably everything off the CD, the latest CD. So I don't have usually hold it up here. Was written around
the band?
Yes, and that was about 2018, I want to say, a few years ago, 2018.
Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to steal your plug there for.
Oh goodness, no. That's right. It's always better when somebody else plugs it for you, right?
Yeah, right.
Hi, Paul. Paul and Belinda are tuning in from San Diego. So we've got some people coming in from around, which is fantastic. I'm so excited. Now, how did you start playing music, Schuyler?
So the story I like to tell, and I'm sure that this is my version of the truth, is that I started asking my parents for a guitar at 3. And I don't know what it was that made me want to start playing. And my parents very understandably were like, what 3-year-old is actually going to follow through on learning how to play guitar? So I walked around the house with a broomstick pretending I was Clapton for like 3 years, and then I got my first 3/4 size acoustic in 6th grade, and then it's just been a love affair ever since.
Fantastic. Now, did either of your parents play? Does your sister play?
No, my dad's a visual artist, so I grew up in a very artistic household, but I'm the only musician.
Well, you've got enough talent for all of them put together. It's true. I started playing.
Yeah.
I started playing when my mother was a classical pianist, so we grew up with music in the house always, and she loved jazz. She loved almost all genres of music. She wasn't a country fan, and my father, that was the only kind of music he liked, was country. And I grew up really not liking country at all.
Yeah, that's one of those like divides that really is dominant.
Either you love it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't for a long time, and I was a rock and roll girl. I was like The Who, Led Zeppelin, big Queen fan, David Bowie, and then the singer-songwriters. But I started playing when I was 14. She, in order to get a new piano, she started saving money by giving guitar lessons. She taught herself to play guitar, and then started giving lessons to kids in the neighborhood. And I had to type up the lyric sheets. For them. That's how I learned. But I took lessons for about a year, and then after that, it's just been self-taught. Exactly.
That's so great. Well, you're such a great player.
Yeah, so are you. You
Oh,
really,
well,
you're just
thank you.
crazy good. Hey, Brenda. Brenda's here too.
Oh, hey,
Brenda's
Brenda.
here too. I know. It's so fun to see the names come up. I can't wait till we can do this again in person. And Schuyler and I, he is an incredibly talented lead guitarist and is a multi-instrumentalist. And one of my favorite things is when we're in the same room together, he'll, I often bring an extra guitar in case he's going to be in the room so that I can say, Schuyler, you want to come up and join me? And he just adds so much. It's really such a treat.
It's always so fun. Always so fun. I know, and I could really go for a rigmarole right now, so.
Oh my God, I know, right?
We'll have to do this. We'll have to do this again.
We'll have to do this again, and I can't. The weather's getting nicer too, and I think more people this year will be doing. Did you do outside? Hey, O'Shea's. Hey. I don't know who's typing. I don't know if that's Mark. I don't know if it's Josh, but thank you. Did you do any outdoor gigs this summer?
I think I did. I only did. If I did, it was like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I didn't do any.
Yeah, it was a tough year. It's a tough year, and you have done such a good job in adapting to this new virtual world in a way that I have just totally fallen flat on. So thanks for reeling me in a little bit.
It's definitely some new skills, and I've been fortunate in that I could have the time to learn those skills, because it was pretty
Sure.
time consuming
Sure.
for sure to learn them. But I'm on a call once a week with some friends from Folk Alliance International, and there's been a lot of discussion about how, at least in the folk world, people are thinking that even when the world starts to go back to live music, it might not be 100% the way it was for a while, and that streaming is going to remain some sort of, it's going to have a role no matter, which way it is. So I thought, I better try to learn a little bit.
You could teach a master class at this point.
Oh, we've got some more. Christopher Cowboy's here. Heather Swanson's
great.
here. Valerie Morgan and Dee Dee Nickerson. Nice to see you. Lynn Conroy. So we've got some people. I think, Schuyler, they're missing here in your music. So what are you going to play for us? What are you going to play next?
I think I'm going to play a relatively new song, and by that I mean I wrote it like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it's not on the new album, but it will be on an album, a forthcoming album.
Did you start recording already?
Not yet, but there are plans afoot.
I'm excited for you and envious, because I have a handful of songs that I want to record, but I'm still playing it super safe.
Yeah, sure.
And so, are you recording at Brick Hill again?
I most certainly will be.
Bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
It's I'm very, very excited. It's very difficult to contain my excitement.
Oh, I could totally agree. Yes, because that place is the most magical place. It's it's better than Disney World. It's like Christmas every day.
I know. And John and his wife Allison, their Instagram feeds are just like the best thing to follow.
They really are. I totally agree. I look forward to them all the time. All right, so what's the name of the song?
So this song is called Ghost.
Okay.
Yet another cold and unforgiving weekend night. Soundtrack by the fire burning down. The failing flames flicker before finally fading out in the dark. Starting to feel like maybe all that's left of us is flesh and bone. 'Cause I'm holding you, but I don't think you're here. You disappeared, searching for excuses like a fuse for a spark. Love of mine, tell me where you go. Right before my eyes, you become a ghost. It's 3 a.m. and I've lost all will to fight. And still I don't think you've heard a word I've said, and you're just staring down the barrel, watching round after round find their mark. Love of mine, tell me where you go. Right before my eyes, will you become a ghost? Oh, love of mine, ooh. We're sitting still, and still the distance grows.
Wow.
Thanks.
Nice. Woohoo.
All right, I have a question for you. How did you get used to the, I don't know, playing to I don't know, there's a psychological thing, there's a psychological difference to like playing virtually that there isn't necessarily when you're in a room. You know, you can really feed off of the energy of people, and for better or worse, right? The room tells you, the room gives you a reaction.
You're absolutely right. It's a completely different feeling. I mean, the best thing about playing music for people is that energy exchange.
Right.
And it's on the best night, it's a total exchange of love back and forth.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
it's palatable. You can feel it. So when you're playing 2D to a flat screen where you're
Right.
actually looking at yourself and not even seeing the faces of other people,
Sure.
it took a lot to get used to. And the only way I can answer it is that it was just like getting over stage fright for me. It was doing
Sure.
it again and again and again.
Sure.
And what helps, and this is why I ask for people to, hey, leave your comments, you know, say something, you know,
Yeah.
let me know that you're here. Then in my head, I can imagine those people that have left a comment in the room with me.
Sure.
So that's in my brain. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm playing to Lynette. I'm playing to Dee Dee.
Right. Right.
You know, Heather's here, so I'm gonna in my brain. So it's a lot of brain work, really.
Right. Right. Sure.
But
Yeah, I guess I haven't gotten over like I don't know. I'm not great behind the mic, even in a live setting. So you know, in terms of like you know, engaging the crowd and you know, interacting in a way that is not awkward. So I guess I haven't figured out. I guess I haven't streamed enough to kind of get over that like initial anxiety of just being in a room playing to myself, which I do all the time.
And that's
You
the
know?
funny thing of it, right? We do that
Yeah.
all the time. When we practice, we're always in the room
Right.
alone rehearsing, right?
Right.
So, you know, maybe if you're interested in doing it more, start out by just not even really talking, just play.
Yeah, I saw a Ray LaMontagne live video a while back, and Ray LaMontagne is like one of my all-time absolute favorite songwriters, and man, he sucked at the banter. So that really made me feel better.
Oh, yeah. That's another skill too that you have to
Yeah.
actually. I've learned that you have to learn, and a lot of like touring singer-songwriters rehearse and they write what they're going to say just like they do a song.
Right. It's like, so you're a musician and a stand-up comic.
Right.
You know?
But they do the same thing night after night, but no one knows they're doing the same thing because they're in a different room. Whereas with streaming, we're not targeting a specific audience. It's just out there to everybody.
Right.
So I can't wait till the day, if we're going to be doing this for a while, where I can pick,
Right.
I only want to stream to this segment here.
Sure.
You know, because especially if you don't have a repertoire that consists of 1,000 songs, you know, it's hard to go on and kind of play the same songs again.
Right,
but we do play alone all the time, and it's really not that much different doing it this way. I've gotten pretty comfortable now doing live streams by myself, but like I said,
Sure.
I picture everybody that's here. So
Yeah.
and Paul
Right.
Paul in San Diego says, "No worries, Schuyler, you have a great sound."
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Paul.
All right, I'm going to do a tune. I'm going to do a cover tune. But I don't know. Can we hear my guitar?
I can,
Okay.
if you can hear me.
Ah, there we go. That's better. There's so many buttons. You guys don't even know how many buttons and levers and I'm looking at here. But this is a song by one of my favorite songwriters, and I saw him actually play this song for the first time at O'Shea's. And his name's Jeffrey Foucault. And it's called Northbound 35. And let me just do this. And by the way, the stream tonight, as always, is free. But if you guys feel like leaving tips, I'm gonna, run the PayPal and Venmo information on the screen. And if you feel so inclined to leave a tip, that'd be great. If not, just enjoy the show. Northbound 35 through the iron hills under infidel skies. It's 200 miles to drive and you won't be home. And I saw an else-bound train on the overpass in the driving rain, and every ticket costs the same for where you can go. Mustang horses, champagne glasses, anything frail, anything wild. It's the praise of living motion. What's beautiful is broken, and grace is just the measure of a fall. So I rolled into your town, past the smokestacks and your docks down off of Main, and the sky spun around with her diamonds on fire. We fought all night and then we danced in your kitchen, and you were as much in my hands as water or darkness, and nothing can ever be held. Mustang horses and champagne glasses, anything frail, anything wild. It's the price of living motion. What's beautiful is broken, and It's just the measure of a fall. It's just flashes that we own, little snapshots made of breath and of bone. And out on the darkling plain alone, will they light up the sky? It's 51 driving south. Ain't it funny just how things can work out? I never kissed you on the mouth when we said goodbye. Mustang horses and champagne glasses, anything frail, anything wild. It's the price of living motion. What's beautiful is broken, and grace is just the measure of a fall. All right. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee.
Wahoo!
Woohoo! Jeffrey Foucault. I don't know if you were there that
Is
night
that
for the concert, but
I am kicking myself still that I did
for
not.
missing that.
Oh my god! And it was funny. I had to step off while you were introducing that song, so I came back and I was sitting here and I was listening and I was like, man, this really sounds like a Jeffrey Foucault song. Is it Foucault?
Foucault.
Foucault. Okay.
And I always said Foucault because I thought it was a silent T, but it's Foucault.
And I've always said Foucault.
See, I don't know. He's married to Chris Delmhorst, another one of my singer-songwriters. And actually, John went to Berkeley with Chris.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Fun little John.
John's featuring a lot in this here live stream.
Oh, definitely.
We should be getting royalties or something, you know?
I know, right? Just plugging Brick Hill for sure.
Yeah.
So what have you got next for us? Oh, before that,
Yeah.
you know, I always like to ask people, what's your songwriting process? Like, is it lyrics first, music first, both at the same time?
Well, I guess it's both honest and a cop-out to say that it changes every time. So, actually, that is such a perfect question for this song. Little did you know. Generally, songs happen one of three ways for me. So, first is I'll be playing guitar. Typically, most of my inspiration comes from playing, and then hearing myself playing something, and it's sort of like this out-of-body experience. I'm like, oh, that would be really cool as a song. And then you kind of like, I don't know. For me, I think about it and I go, is this a happy song or is this a sad song? And then, okay, what am I trying to say with this song? And you try to make the content match the emotion, right?
Right.
The second way for me that songs get written is Betsy and I have a running list on basically a note on my phone of like, we'll be sitting at the bar. I really like plays on words, right?
Yeah.
So we'll be like sitting at a, when we could go to a bar, like O'Shea's. I'm sure that several of my songs have been written at the bar at O'Shea's. But we will come up with kind of a play on words that I like, and on slow days, we'll say, I kind of go back to that list and start going through and say, oh, that would be a great idea, and actually that fits perfectly in the with the emotion that I'm trying to make. The third way is that they just friggin' happen. And this song that I am gonna play is one of those. I was driving back and forth from Sudbury for a while. It was probably 5 times over the course of like 3 weeks. And there's very little to do on that drive. So it literally, a song just kind of popped into my head, and then I just started fleshing it out, I guess we'll say.
Yep.
The thing that is the overarching thing is that what I do is I record like the general idea, and then I just listen to it on repeat
over and over again
until like my thoughts are thought in melody, right?
Interesting.
And then occasionally I get sick of it, and if I get sick of it, I throw it away.
I went to a songwriting retreat. I went to a couple of them, but one was with Tom Kimmel. I don't know if you know who he is.
Don't.
You should look him up. And but he says he absolutely listens to it before he goes to sleep every night. Because your subconscious grabs it, and then you'll wake up and go, oh, there's a line, or there's the hook I was looking for.
Exactly. When I was there was a time in my life when I was living in New York and going and just kind of doing the open mic circuit in in Greenwich Village, and made a lot of really great friends, and a lot of met a lot of people whose music is still my favorite music to date, like you and all the other
checks in the mail
songwriters. What's that?
Checks in the mail.
Yeah. But my method for a while was like, okay, I would use those as sort of like the way a comedy or a comedian kind of like workshops material at an open mic. I would go and I would play the song and see what worked and see what didn't, but I'd always record myself so that I could hear when the crowd got quiet, when the crowd like started talking again. And that was pretty informative.
Interesting. I've never done that, huh?
Well, I think that I think that time and those places were a pretty special time and place. In that I guess the audience. It was all. I don't know how any of those restaurants stayed in business, and actually I think that most of them haven't, because on open mic nights it was only other musicians, and so the musicians
who have no money.
Who have no money, right? Yeah. And when a Coke costs like $7, So, anyways, the point of that was that it was a very supportive, but it was also a very honest environment where you knew exactly what they thought of your music.
Right.
The expression "cutting your teeth" really comes to mind. But
I think it's so interesting to find, because everyone's process is so different. So I love to hear about, like one of my favorite songwriters, Laurie McKenna, wrote songs forever with never intent, just for herself. Like all she ever played them for was for herself for years and years, literally. And so by the time she did go out and play them, they were finished. So she didn't have that pressure of wondering
is this finished? Yeah.
Or are people going to like it? Because now she's just like, well, this is it.
Right.
And I find
there's a freedom in that.
Right? That's kind of what I thought. I was like, well, that's very interesting. And I'll take a new song and same thing, bring it to open mic and try and play it and find, because once you finish it, you really still haven't completely found your way into it. like you
Yeah.
play it
Yeah,
is this
right.
the right tempo? Should I do it slower? Should, you have to
It's still
actually
not comfortable.
feel it. Like, you have to
Right.
like embody it,
Right. Right.
and that takes doing it in front of an audience,
Yeah, absolutely.
So this one that
and-
you're going to play, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, and you have to do it in front of an audience for a number of reasons, but one of which is that it doesn't matter how well you know the song. I always mess it up the first time
Oh, yeah.
I play it in front of us. It's like unbelievable.
Rob's like, he was like, you forget the words to your own song? I'm like, yes.
I do that all the time. I know. I can't
Yeah.
tell you the amount of grief I get for,
Yeah.
and I can all but guarantee you it's going to happen in this song too.
No, it's not. So this is one of the ones that just came out, right? That you didn't spend like hours trying to dig it and find out what it's about. It just popped out.
Correct. It's sort of it's just a good time. I guess.
All right, here you go.
Breaking news coming down the wire. Word about us must be spreading like wildfire. 'Cause the whole damn town's alive. So honey, let's burn this sucker down tonight. Baby, oh baby, baby. Woman, you're driving me crazy. Oh baby, lady. The word's been getting round, so give me all your loving till we're the talk of the town. This old engine runs on nothing but burning desire, and it's just waiting on you to push it in overdrive. And everybody's wondering about you, about me, about what we gonna do. So honey, let's throw some fuel on the fire. Baby, oh baby, oh baby. Woman, you're driving me crazy. Oh baby, oh lady. The word's been getting round, so give me all your loving till we're the talk of the town. Yeah. Well, if loose lips sink ships, we're going down. I said if loose lips sink ships, we're going down tonight. And it's alright. So let's give it all we got, give it all we got to the whole town's talking, whole town's talking, the whole town's talking, whole town's talking, whole town's talking, babe. Baby, oh baby, oh baby, your love is driving me crazy, oh baby, lady. With words been getting round, so give me all your loving till we're the talk of the town. Oh, till we're the talk of the town. Oh, till we're the talk of the town. Oh, till we're the talk of the town.
Damn, dude. Woo! Yoo-hoo!
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Nice. Oh, that looks like
Yeah, it's a
so much
little
fun
fun.
to play.
Fun little thing. Yeah, I sent that over to John at Brick Hill, but I did that as a I first kind of like finished it right at the beginning of COVID, so like a year ago, right? And I did a video of it where I did a lead part over it with a like a talk box, like Peter Frampton coming
Oh,
on.
I saw that.
Box,
Did
right?
you posted
Yeah.
that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I sent it over to John, and he was just like, "Yeah, I don't know, man." I think it was the acoustic. I mean, I think it was the talk box that really,
Oh,
gave him
that's so
some
funny.
resonance.
I can totally picture his
Yeah.
The look on his face too.
Yeah, and he's like this nicest guy on the planet, so he's like sitting there going, how do I tell him?
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Dee Dee says, nice job. And
Thanks, Dee Dee.
love that one. Brenda says, sounds great, Schuyler. And hey,
Thanks,
Mike Smith is here. Nice. Mike works for Cordial Cables, and actually I've got I don't know if you can see, there's a little red one here. I'm using Cordial Cable for my
Nice.
vocal mic, and he's
Nice.
tuning in from Oregon.
That is awesome. I will have to give Cordial Cables a follow.
Oh, yeah, you will. I'm going to send you the link.
I know.
I'm going to try to get this in tune, because the minute you tune it, it seems to go out.
Who needs it? Who needs tuners? Who needs
John
tuners?
says it's overrated.
Yeah, totally. Right. I took lessons when I was young. I took lessons off and on, but the point was that I actually one time threw my metronome out the window.
I think my 16-year-old daughter Rebecca could totally relate to that.
I mean, and she is just such a phenomenal, songstress. You must be very, very proud.
You're talking about. I have two daughters. One, Rachel's 21, and she's the one that has the Instagram. Rachel Moberg Music.
Yep.
And they're both piano players. Both have been playing since they were 7.
Wow.
But Rachel has more recently. We bought her a little Martin, entry-level Martin, a couple of years ago, and she was busy with school and stuff. But now she's picked it back up again.
Really
I brought it to
gotten into it?
Fran. I brought it to Fran last week. Fran is the local luthier god, and he.
I've never taken a guitar to him.
Oh! You must.
Yeah, I know.
You must. People used to send. He's cutting back a lot now,
Sure.
but people would. It's Bay-fretted instruments, and people would send him literally from all over the world for him to work on them.
I have a friend, but Tom Davis, who was the Tom Davis is also a friend, but Tom Davis, who was a friend at the time, introduced me to a guy who lives off Cape, and I was like, looking for a luthier and just for a good setup. And he said, he's awesome. It's kind of sketchy though. You like meet at the Rotary at the Bourne Bridge, and you hand him your guitar.
Really?
And so the first time I gave Jake who's this awesome guy, and
but I'd be
super talented.
petrified to hand somebody in a vehicle.
I'm like handing over my cups, my custom Gibson, and going, I may never see that again. But I did, and it plays beautifully. So
And
a little plug for Jake there.
Speaking of guitars, isn't that a fairly new one that you're playing now?
It is. Thank you for noticing. So I've had my eyes on this kind for a while because a friend of mine had one, and I actually used it to record one of the songs on Until the Last Light Fades, called Let Me Down Easy. And I've always wanted one. And then so I found I just incessantly stalk the Cape Cod Marketplace on Facebook, right? And there was a kid who wanted to trade for another guitar, and I have this this old Dean metal guitar, and not metal, the you know what I'm talking about, not metal.
Right.
The material, not metal, the material, but that I never played, and it turned out to be the exact guitar that he was looking
Get
for.
out.
So I scored big time, like 2 days before Christmas, And I came home with a new guitar, and Betsy was like, okay, well, I guess Christmas is ruined.
There goes my Christmas gift.
Yeah, right. It was not. She did a great job.
Oh, fantastic.
Shout out to Betsy.
Yeah, well, Betsy is the, after I play a song, I want you to tell the story of your trip down south, that Betsy, did she win it? Did she get it too for your birthday?
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
All right, so I
want
you to talk about that story.
Okay.
But first, I'm gonna play.
What are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play a song that is not recorded.
Ooh.
But it will be.
Ooh.
And I wrote it during COVID, and
Nice.
I wrote it thinking about, I don't know. I'm not a religious person. I am more like of a spiritual person. But, I was thinking about the Ten Commandments, and I was thinking about how, whether you believe in that or not, those commandments are just intertwined in our current society now, in everything, in our laws. And I was sitting there, this was like last year when everything was going on, and I'm like, all right, so Moses has got to be out there right now going, what the hell? I gave you guys...
I did not lead people all the way across the desert. So
exactly.
Act
like this, right? I mean, I gave
Right.
you 10 tenets, 10 rules that, to be civilized. Go be civilized,
Right.
And I wrote that thinking about,
Nice.
wrote Brimstone, it's called Brimstone and Fire.
Ooh. Good name.
All right, here we go. Ancient lands, aforetime. An infant child is rescued from the Nile. As a man, he fought for right. Filled the Pharaoh's guard to save a life. Through angry skies, a holy voice did summon him at the top of the Mount Sinai. 40 days and 40 nights of laws of men he scribed on tablets to the sacred rules to spare us from the iron. Into exile they took flight. Burning bush that beckoned in the night. Promised a land within their sight. The prophet led his flock to where he died. Through angry skies, a holy voice did summon him at the top of the Mount Sinai. 40 days and 40 nights of laws of men he scribed on tablets to the sacred rules to spare us from the iron, brimstone, and fire. Now here I stand through sands of time. 80 generations passed in line. Promised a land, 10 commands within the, oh gosh, Kim. 10 commands. Oh, I can't believe I did this. Here we go. Here. 10 commands. Still to fight. Fate lies in the hands of yours and mine. Through angry skies, a holy voice did summon him at the top of the Mount Sinai. 40 days and 40 nights of laws sacred rules to spare us from the ire, brimstone, and fire. Angry skies, a holy voice did summon him atop of the mount Sinai. 40 days and 40 nights, laws of men he scribed, tablets to the sacred rules to spare us from the ire of brimstone and fire. Brimstone and fire. See, who forgets the lyrics to their own songs?
So two quick things, right? One is that Rob is sitting there going, "I told you."
I know, right?
Right. It's only, I mean, it's a miracle of happenstance that it was you before it was me, because it will definitely be me. The second thing is that what a great song.
Ah, thank you. High praise coming from you, my friend.
Well, you had me at drop D. Or
it's Dadgad.
Drop D.
Dadgad.
Mm-hmm. I mean, basically every time I hear that low D, it's like my people calling me home.
I know, right? It goes right to your bones.
Yeah. And then the second was just that the harmonic little accoutrement right there in the chorus. Dang, that's a nice touch.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I have a thing for harmonics.
I know.
I love them. I love them. Dee Dee, thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Dee Dee says she's got to take off, so she's saying.
Thanks for coming, Dee Dee.
Saying
nice
good night.
To see you. See you virtually.
And Jane's on YouTube. I saw her comment on YouTube just now. And Lynette, thank you very much, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. And Brenda, thank you very much for that. Yeah, Brenda says, "Yay, low D." Indeed. Indeed. So what you got next for us, Schuyler? The story.
So I've got the story, right, which inspired this song. Not necessarily that the story inspired this song, but you wanting me to tell the story inspired me to think of, okay, well, what am I going to play?
Okay.
So the story was essentially that a couple years ago, we were in Chicago, and we were there for my girlfriend Betsy works from home, and like all of us right now, but did so before quarantine and COVID, and she's been a Zoom master for a long time now, but occasionally, usually like 4 or 5 times a year, there's a conference that she goes to and goes and spends a week. So one of my perks of our relationship is that I get to tag along to these things and go hang out in a hotel and write songs and wander strange cities and but so we're in Chicago for a work conference for Betsy, and she comes back from some social mixer event and says, so I just won like a silent auction. There's this bar in town that everybody was talking about that is called Buddy Guy's, and it's almost hard for me to vocalize how important Buddy Guy's is to blues music, which is what again, drop D, you're calling me home, blues music, you're calling me home, and so that was a power move on her part, and she didn't even know who Buddy Guy was, which was super cool. So we walk in the door, and you know, we like show the guy the gift certificate or whatever. It was like a gift certificate for $250, right, to this place, and drinks were expensive, but $250 worth of drinks at Buddy Guy's was impressive to go through, right? And merch and things like that. So we go up to the guy and show him the gift certificate or whatever, and you know, he lets us in. We listen to the opener or the band that was on the bill that night, and they were great. This Italian guy coming to Chicago and playing the blues, and Chicago's a big blues city. Anyways, we go up. We're like, there's no way. Like I'm seeing. There's 3 people on stage, and I'm already seeing 6. So there's no way we drink the rest of this thing. So we should go to the merch table and just pick up some stuff. And so we walk up to the merch table and get a poster, and the guy who's selling the poster kind of leans over and he goes, "Hey, by the way, Buddy is sitting right there at the bar if you want him to sign it." And I was like, "What?"
Unfreaking believable.
Yeah, and I had heard that this thing occurred, in nature, right? But I had absolutely zero expectation that would be what happened to us that night. And so walk up, get a picture taken with him, get him to sign a poster. It was just like a super cool experience. And then 10 minutes later, he walks up on stage, or you see the bar manager kind of walk up to the band while they're in the middle of a song, and goes they kind of talk for a second, and then mid song the band stops what they're doing and starts playing a slow beat blues in C. And Buddy Guy walks up to the stage with a shot of whiskey and goes through every blues song he knows in the key of C. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah. Thank God you didn't leave.
I know. So I got to see 3 Buddy Guys by the time we did. Yeah. But so this song has absolutely nothing to do with that story, but it's sort of a story that I wrote based on a conversation I had with Betsy, and it's sort of based on her perspective of the conversation. And it's got a slide, so that's kind of bluesy, right?
Love the slide. And by the way, Betsy gets the Girlfriend of the Year award. Betsy
can't hear, but Kim says that Betsy gets the Girlfriend of the Year award. Yeah. She says, yeah.
All right, take it away, Schuyler.
Okay. I still love you and always will. But ain't always clear on the why or the how. But I need you to know that I still love you. I just don't like you very much right now. It's a special kind of feeling to know you won't keep your word. You think I'd be immune to it by now, and I don't believe it. Your intention was to hurt me, but you did, and that's how this song has come about. 'Cause I still love you and always will, but it ain't always clear on the why or the how. But I need you to know that I still love you. I just don't like you very much right now. Well, I've always been told, take the good and bad together, but you're giving all the good stuff to someone else. I can't say how much longer I'll be satisfied to keep picking through the pile of what's left. 'Cause I still love you and always will. But ain't always clear on the why or the how. But I need you to know that I still love you. I just don't like you very much right now. Well, I don't understand why I put myself through this. It just doesn't compute with what I had in mind. You painted me a picture of an alternate dimension that's colored by excuses and framed in by a lie. And for all your failed attempts at a decent explanation, I'm still waiting on the one that plausibly explains why I still love you and always will, regardless of how many times you let me down. But I need you to know that I still love you. I just don't like you very much right now. No, I don't like you very much right now. Well, I don't like you very much right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. So when I said that Honeybee was one of my second favorite song, there's a tie for my second favorite song. I love that song. I love that
thank
song.
You. That is, with the proper push, that might be on the new album.
Oh, push. I'm pushing. Consider yourself pushed.
Yeah, right.
Rachel loves that song too.
I know she does. That's so awesome. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love when that happens. You know, I love it's. It's funny. I think about this frequently, but honestly haven't thought about it in a while. But I think about how much music has meant to me in my life, you know, and how it has, how a simple song can, you know, someone else's music can totally elevate or fit, you know, whatever mood I'm in, and how important, you know, some of those artists are for me, and how they have absolutely no idea who I am, right? And I think of that, I guess regularly when I'm thinking, you know, like, man, I should really just like send them an email, you know, and just be like, because it means so much to hear how much people value, you know, your music, and I'm sure
it absolutely
you feel that.
does. Absolutely does, because when you write a song, I mean, most of the people that I know, this is true. I mean, I don't know anybody that sets out to write a hit or thinks that they're going to be famous or this is going to make me a lot of money.
Right.
When you write a song, it's literally part of your soul.
Right.
And so when you put it out there and it connects with somebody else, it's just, there's not many things that feel like that. It's an amazing, amazing feeling.
Yeah.
So you absolutely should, you know, say so. I know it means something to me. I mean, that's, we were talking earlier in the green room about streaming and how a friend of mine pushed me to do the first stream a year ago, you know, at the end of March last year. And I really wasn't, you know, I was like, I don't really want to know. I just watching myself on the screen. I don't know if I want to do this, the 2D thing, you know. I like 3D better. And then after I did it, and I felt so very uncomfortable doing it, and it felt all weird again, just like when you're just starting out. Right. And it didn't
You're
feel...
tapping into my anxieties again.
Right. It did all, it just felt... But then a couple of days later, I got several notes from different people saying, thank you so much, I'm stuck inside, blah, blah, blah. You know, all these... Right. And I was like, all right, wow. All right, so I play to connect with people, and that's what I'm doing. It's just different. It's different, but it's still a connection. So I said, you know what? maybe there is value to doing it this way. And it keeps me, like, I like to have something to look forward to. I like to have something scheduled. It keeps me practicing. It's, it's not nearly as much as when we'd all play out shows and gigs.
Right.
But,
but
easily.
It keeps you in the habit of playing. I mean, I haven't, for the rest of the interweb, right? We currently are knocking down walls over at, Shay, us. And, So I haven't had an opportunity to really play a lot of music, and I'm jealous of the fact that I get like 10 minutes a day, right? Which is just enough for me to feel like my soul has been satisfied.
Yeah. I can still do it.
yeah, right, exactly. But it's the actual. I can't tell you the last time I actually sang. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like hum and like whisper songs along to like work them out in my head, but so I'm jealous, I guess, of I don't know, your streaming prowess and dedication to it. I'm very, very impressed and also jealous.
Well, and we were talking earlier too. It's a whole new opportunity to make new connections and make new friends.
Right. And
through this, I started a house concert series called the Green Room House Concerts just when COVID hit. So we had one concert here, and it was Heather and I, Heather Swanson, who plays fiddle with me. We did a free concert for our neighbors, so they could see what was happening here. Like, I didn't want anybody to freak out later on when there'd be lots of cars up and down the street going, uh-oh, is it going to get loud? Is it going to get crazy? What's going on there? And, we had a full house, and it was a great, great time, and we were really looking forward to starting to build an audience and book people. COVID hit, and so I said you should bring it online. So now I've got people scheduled from Colorado and from Texas, and I had people that I'd met at the conferences, the music conferences from California. Next month I played the Cambridge Folk in the UK about a week ago.
You're so cool.
About a week ago, and met the most amazing people and booked one of the musicians that lives in the UK. So we're trying to figure out a time because they're 5 hours difference. But, and to be able to share music with people across the globe.
Right.
It's just such an incredible, good way to use the internet and
your powers for good.
Powers for good, man. You got it. You got it.
Oh, that's so great.
So I'm gonna play.
What's up? What's in the?
I'm gonna play a song that popped out. I've only had one song pop out. All the rest of them I have to work really hard. Well, actually, I take it back. My guitar is kind of like a Ouija board. Everything comes through that first. So I'll fiddle down and play, and then all of a sudden I'll start humming a melody over it. And then I have the concept and I have the idea, and then I have to go, what the hell is this about? And the lyrics are always my nemesis.
Sure.
It takes me a long time to figure out what the heck the song is about. And this song...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Like you?
No. I was gonna ask a question, but I'll ask after the song.
Okay, but this song I had finished recording with John. All the songs were up around the bend, and this song popped out, and so I sent him a note. I mean, everything was done and getting ready to get sent off to be mastered. And I said, I have one. Do you have time? I'm so sorry. Do you have one more to add? And he's like, no, absolutely. Don't be apologetic. Let's do it. And I played it. And he's like, oh my God, Kim, I love this song.
That's so great.
And so we added it to it. And he said, more often than not, that happens with artists that are recording because you're kind of in this artistic sphere that songs will come through. And he says, and people always add. He said, so it's totally okay. And it was actually a song kind of inspired by him in a way, in that a couple of years ago, in 2017, when I recorded the first time with him, we were talking about all the different kinds of music that we like. And he's a jazz musician. He loves country. He loves everything. And he said, have you ever heard the Chris Stapleton song, Broken Halo? And I'd never heard it. He said, go listen to that song. And I listened to it, and I was struck by the simplicity of the lyric, how he was able to portray such huge emotion with very little words.
Yeah.
You know? And so when this song came out, it came kind of from that place, and I spent more time editing out lyrics than I did writing the whole song.
Right.
I'm like, how can I do this in... So... anyway, it's about a bus ride that I took after my sister Kelly passed away. When we found out her passing was imminent, I hopped a bus down to New Jersey and hoping to make it in time to say goodbye. I didn't, and this song is about that. And it's called Angels Fly. Seat by the window, southbound on I-95. Praying the driver will get me to you in time. The whole ride my mind's eye is seeing your life flashing by. Angels fly. The things I remember, too many to share in these lines. More than the markers of the miles I count rolling by. And my heart is breaking 'cause you won't see 49. Angels fly. More than a sister, a daughter, a partner, so much more than a friend. And though I was older, you were the wiser, 'cause you knew that in the end, angels fly. I sit by the window, northbound on I-95. The ring on my finger, proof that you walked in this life. And now that it's over, I can't even whisper goodbye. Angels fly. More than a sister, a daughter, a partner, so much more than a friend. And though I was older, you were the wiser, 'cause you knew that in the end, angels fly. Angels fly. Angels fly.
What a fantastic song.
Oh, thank you very much. And thanks for the comments on the Brenda, thank you, and to Jane. And Dave Jackson says, Kim and Schuyler, the both of you made my night. So I know.
Thanks, Dave.
Isn't that nice? Heather says it. It's wonderful. So thank you
well,
guys.
Thank you, Kim, for putting this together and having me.
Oh,
and
gosh.
O'Shea's an old inn. Miss you all.
And Jane had said, I'm going to see if I can put it up here. I don't know if I can go back there. Here she said, Jane Caputo says, O'Shea's, the old inn, Papa John is smiling down and tapping his foot. His blue eyes are bright. Great stories.
Wow.
I know. And I don't know if I'm going to do maybe a cover a little bit later that always makes me think of Joe, because when I would play, he'd be running around. You'd see him behind the bar, and you'd see him talking to people, and then he'd go up in the office for a while. But every time I played the song that I think I'm going to play, he would run down, and he'd stand at the end of the bar. And then he'd come over and give me a big hug and say, I love your version of this song. So,
that's so great.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
I see, every... it feels like almost every couple of days for some reason he pops up in my feed, whether it's someone sharing just the portrait that Kathleen's dad did, or the picture, Seamus. Or he's just kind of ever present in my life, and which is great because I love the man. It's nice that he, and every time I feel bad that we haven't been able to go, to O'Shea's, but every time you're in the building, you feel him there.
Oh my gosh, the House of Love, absolutely. And it's such a great atmosphere. It's so welcoming, and I miss that fireplace. I miss everybody there. Right? I miss Evie. I miss everybody that works there. So
I know.
I'm so glad that they're still open, and I'm glad we're on the screen there too. So. Thank you.
It's so cool. We made it, Kim.
I know. We have. What are you going to play next, Schuyler?
So this is a new tune. It was sort of based on. This is sort of one of those like intellectual ideas, right? Where I kind of thought of the general. I was driving again, and kind of thought of like the basic. Thought of the kind of idea behind the song. And then it just really it just came out. It was one of those. It just kind of like, you were talking about simple songs, and I have a huge affinity for simplicity. I also have a remarkable tendency to overcomplicate. So this one really was an effort to try to keep things like as simple as possible. So anyways, it's called, it's either called Strong Man or it's called The Strong Man's Wife. I haven't figured that part out yet, but we'll see. You can I guess leave your comments and leave your comments below. Once I was a strong man in a traveling brigade. Those days are long since laid to rest, and the plans of tomorrows that were once as a feather now lay a burden in my chest. Well, I have held mountains in the palm of my hand, and I did it all just for show. But I've spent all my strength trying to hold us together, and what remains is for letting go. Well, as sure as the morning sun shines, the willing would find a way. And I would carve canyons with a river of tears. But we both know your mind's already made. The strong man's wife from across the kitchen table hung on every word that was said. And with a sigh of regret that he mistook for indignation, lay bare just how it was she felt. She said, oh darling, my darling, don't you speak to me so. The tears in her eyes began to swell. You speak of anger and hurt and a loss of self-worth, all feelings I've come to know quite well. You say you're forever mine. You say that there's always a way. And I believe that you believe that you're speaking in truths. But we both know your mind's already made. And with the gravity of a funeral pyre and the harmony of a gospel choir, they said maybe it's just time to call this thing a spade. Once in another life there lived a strong man and his wife in a pretty little house upon a hill. And on my coldest of nights, once I've surrendered all the lights, well, I like to picture them there still, eternally intertwined in an everlasting embrace. But it's a little too little and a lifetime too late. Both of their minds already made.
Gosh, what a beautiful, beautiful
That is the first
song.
time anyone has heard that song, by the way.
Oh my gosh, Schuyler, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
That was one of those kind of like plays on words. It kind of came up with I don't know. For some reason, I just thought of like, you know, the idea of like someone physically strong enough not being emotionally strong enough to like handle a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe that is readily apparent in the song. Yeah, I don't know. That's where we are. So my question for you earlier was, you write the most beautiful and articulate and technical guitar lines. These like incredibly active, you know, finger picking and open tunings and you know, very active with your left hand. And I guess my question for you is, one of the traps that I fall into as a songwriter is that I will come up with something that I really like on the guitar, but I can't translate it into a song because I can't get my head past what, like, either the melody that I'm playing with my guitar or just can't wrap my head around like doing something in addition to doing that. How do you cope with that?
It's hard because then I have to like pound at it. That happened with Brimstone and Fire. The guitar part came first, and there wasn't even a melody. Yeah. And I knew the guitar part was right. I knew the guitar part had to stay. Like I couldn't change that. That's the way it had to be.
Right. That was the song. Right.
That's the song. So then it was up to me to go, oh my God, how am I going to write a song around that while I'm playing that? Yeah. And it literally practice is the only way that I could do it, you know?
Sure. Till you can like sleep it.
Exactly.
Play it in your sleep. I think of that actually the way you put that is pretty perfect. I think pretty regularly, I'll play something or write something or come up with an idea, and basically the first thing that pops up in my internal monologue is, okay, well, now I just have to not screw it up.
You have to not screw it up, to play it so much. And I find that it's difficult to put any sort of emotion in it unless you know it, like muscle memory know it.
Yeah.
I can't, unless I know it inside and out, even though I may screw up the words later, but I can't put myself into it unless I really know it. And my poor family, of course, hears me play it over and over ad nauseum,
Right. Well, when I screw it up is when I'm so comfortable with it that it's just muscle memory, and I allow myself to be taken out of the song by something that happens, or even just like a thought that, like, oh shit, did I pay the water bill? Or, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and so like the it's actually, I find, more difficult to play songs when you're comfortable with them.
That happens too. Yeah, it does, because then your mind wanders, right?
Right.
Or if you're doing this, so I'm working tech at the same time as performing, right?
Yeah.
So I've got, if you could see how many wires are all over the place and buttons and things. So I'm watching all of that at the same time. So then, just whatever reasons, it just happens. But you play it over and over and over and over again until it, it sounds good, until your fingers can just do it without thinking about it.
Sure.
I mean, you
Sage
must run
advice.
You must do the same thing, right? With all of the way that you play guitar is the same way, Everyone has a different style,
Sure.
but there are a lot of people that love to, the accompaniment is strumming. And, that takes, that and alone, if you don't play guitar, the number of things that you're doing with your hands in what some people might think sounds simple is you're thinking about 6 different strings, and this hand is doing completely different things than this hand is.
Right.
So, but then to
I
be
can't
able
even see your hands, but I know that you're speaking the truth.
Yeah, and because of the way you can play,
Well,
and
I just mean, yeah.
I do wish that I had taken music lessons when I was younger, because it would help me. I really feel like it would help me better articulate what I hear in my head, to have it come out of here.
I mean, this is where John Evans gets plugged again, because nobody, I think, understands what is coming out of my head better than John and Brad Conant.
Isn't that when somebody can do that?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and
I'm not as good at verbally being able to articulate what I hear musically. So that's what blew me away when I recorded with John. Even like with the cover song that I did, the Cliff Eberhardt song, "The Long Road," and all I could say is, it makes me feel it's a big emotion to me. This song, it's a big emotion. That's all I kept saying.
Sure.
And then so he hears that, and he somehow instinctively
Translates
knows,
that.
He's in your head, and he'll pick up an instrument and he'll go, okay, and he'll add a couple of things, and he'll be like, "How's that?" And you'll be like, "Jesus." and the songs on my CD, I felt like the last one, I'm like, I don't even know if this is going to be a good CD, because the songs all sound so completely different. You know what I mean?
Spoiler alert, it is.
And he was like, that's not good. Why?
Right, exactly.
And then he has the ability, like Right to Bear Arms, the way he heard what was in my head, and the whole time he's just like, I'm feeling it, doesn't it? It's very Nina Simone. It's very Nina Simone. So, and he'd add things, but what's amazing is the way he interweaves and layers things is always in service to the song. Always.
Right, and I think that is a talent in and of itself that I think you were tapping into a minute ago when you were saying that, like, just just dialing back what it is that you actually put into the song is a skill in its own right. You know, I mean, being able to, you sort of have to know what rules to break in order to break the rules, right? You know, in order to play something simply, you have to be able to, you know, also make it really overcomplicated. And you know, that conscious decision, I think, is, you know, ends up being like the artistry itself. Is the decision to make the song what it is.
Exactly. And what I found, I did not realize how much. First time I went into the studio for my first CD, I was just a nervous wreck, and I felt so, I shouldn't even be here. You know, I don't deserve to be here, you know, and I was intimidated, and John didn't put any of that on. You know, he does everything to make you feel comfortable, but I didn't, knowing his background, and I was like, what am I even, I don't belong here, you know? And then once I kind of got over that and realized, this is like a toy store for musicians. Like I can decorate I can decorate my song any way I want. I can paint it blue. I can hang curtains on it over here. I can do all of these things to it, and it's still the same song. But guess what? I get to now it becomes something different, and it becomes a little different this way, and it's so exciting. It's so satisfying.
It is.
It really
you know,
is.
I never wondered I never even thought that the Ramones playing this song would be a good idea, but we should play it like a Ramones
I know,
song.
exactly, right? It's awesome. It's totally awesome.
So what have you got?
I'm going to play a cover. I'm going to do a
Nice.
cover. This is the one that Joe always liked, and it was always had a comment. So it's John Prine's song. Talk about masterful songwriting. I heard this song, when I was a kid, and for a guy to write it from a woman's point of view just blew me away. And it's called Angel from Montgomery, and I'm going to do some tech stuff. And Jane, if you're still watching, this one's for you. An old woman named after my mother. My old man is another child that's grown old. If dreams were thunder and lightning was desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of a rodeo. And just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Wasn't much to look at, just a free rambling man. But that was a long time, and no matter how I tried, these years just to flow by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of a rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Flies in the kitchen, I can hear them buzzing, and ain't done nothing since I woke up today. Well, how the hell can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing to say? Make me an angel that flies, make me a poster of an old rodeo, and give me that one thing I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Believe in this living is just a hard way to go. That was for Joe. And I know he's
That
out
is
there
such a great
listening.
song.
Isn't it an amazing tune? Never gets old.
I know. And your version is stellar, to say the least. Yeah.
Thank you.
I miss playing. I actually think of playing that song at O'Shea's with you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's a few of them, like the Sarah Jarosz song, and
yeah.
and
again, drop D.
Again, drop D. Yes, and maybe I'll do the Mark. That was another one that was fun. That was written by Jim Henry and Tracy Grammer and Kate Sell. It's a great song that doesn't get like a ton of airplay or isn't out there in the world, and I just love playing it. Maybe I'll do that next.
Sure.
But what are you going to do next?
Well, that's a good question, but I think, if I didn't just screw up my tuning, I love this guitar, if I hadn't already said that, but it is
awesome.
It is a very delicate ecosystem when it comes to staying in tune. So it appears to still be in tune. So this is, I think, another song. This sort of came up because this got written also during the time of, COVID. And I was just kind of, okay, so I think I saw a Mark Letary video, and Mark is a guitarist, bassist, multi-instrumentalist for the band Wolfpack. There was a chord change in it that I was like totally blown away by. And so I started writing this song with that chord change, and then over the course of I don't know, however long it was that I was writing that song, that the chord change totally got eradicated from the.
Oh, really? Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But it got you there. It got you started, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Here you go.
So. Yeah, I need sky high and walking on a wire. Maybe I should be bracing for the fall, but it feels too good. Yeah, it feels just like I'm flying. Well, people try to tell me it's just a one-way ticket to rock bottom, but I had to see it to believe it. I wake in the morning lying naked on the floor, and I'm fiending. Yeah, I need you, 'cause your love makes me a junkie with abandon. Sky high and walking on a wire. Maybe I should be bracing for the fall, but it feels too good. Yeah, it feels just like I'm flying. Whatever this is, it'll kill me, but it makes me feel alive. Well, your love is like a junkie with abandon. Well, sky high and walking on the wire. Well, maybe I should be bracing for the fall, but it feels too good. Yeah, it feels just like I'm flying. I almost got through it without messing it up. Hello?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh, thanks.
I love it. I love the sound of that. And
Thank you.
you know, I can totally picture myself sitting in O'Shea's in the dark, you know, and just closing my eyes and listening to that and going, wow.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
don't know.
so amazing.
I don't know what it is about me, but I have a really genuine affinity for songs that for slow songs. I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I like songs that instead of making you dance, they kind of make you just like sit back and go, whoa.
Me too. I mean, I think about, for so many years, oops, that's how I used to listen, literally how I listened to music, you know,
Sure.
on records with my headphones on,
Yeah.
lights down, candles on, and listen beginning to end and completely get lost in it.
Right.
You know, and I can picture doing that with that song, you know, just sitting there
thank
going,
you.
ugh.
It's it's a work in progress. I mean, that again is the first time that has been played live.
I'm honored.
So.
2 new songs from Schuyler tonight.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. Jane says, "Wow, Schuyler, oh my, so good. Love this song. Feels like I'm
Jane.
flying. Bravo. Love the groove and sweet leads," is what she says.
You. That's so nice. Thank you, Jane. All right, Kim, what you got for us?
Oh, I've got a new song too. I think you've heard it once or twice. Turn that down. I kind of traded guitars a little bit and had to get it in tune because the tuner's only connected to one guitar, back and forth.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a song about good women and cheating men.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let's turn that down. There we go. Good women, cheating men, ancient tale as old as sin, sweet as honey, it's just pretend, a wolf behind a Cheshire grin. Good women and cheating men. Good women, cheating men, acting like she don't know where he's been. She tells herself she's different, believe the lies, accept the spin. Good women and cheating men. Well, he's turning on the charm, a weapon to disarm his prey. Calculated game, you see it's all about the chase. Good women, cheating men, begging forgiveness again and again, fabricating innocence, empty promises till she gives in. Good women and cheating men. Good women and cheating men, choosing to ignore the hints. The truth becomes irrelevant in the face of loneliness. Good women and cheating men. Well, he's tearing up her heart, he knows exactly what to say. Master of the game, a dark and stormy masquerade. Good women, cheating men. Good women, cheating men. And there you have it.
Good Lord, I could not love that song anymore.
It's fun to play for sure. It's so different from other songs that I've written too, you know.
Oh, it's so good.
You listen to a lot of, one of my favorite artists is Sarah Jarosz. And,
Yeah.
you know, she's been like turning my head songwriting wise lately. So.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
So I think, let's see, we'll do like 3 more, okay?
Okay.
We'll end with you. So I'll do 1 more, you'll do 2 more, okay? Let's do it that way. No, it's not. It's not silly. It's fun. So
that's so much pressure.
Give us what you got, Schuyler.
Okay, all right. So this is a relatively new song. I wrote this. I finished this like right before COVID, and or I should say right before like the quarantine. And I think you actually heard. You were present for the first time it was ever played at Harvest. This old house, the shutters and moans, it's only home now to memories and ghosts. But these walls once teemed with young lovers' dreams, the diamond rings, the finer things, and itty bitty babies running around in a love story written for the silver screen. Now every time that I close my eyes, I see you start creeping towards the door. And tell me why. Oh, why? Well, why must this be so? Yeah. Your brown leather jackets are still hung by the door, like a constant reminder of the casualties of war. And it's no excuse, but I never could have treated you the way you deserve. 'Cause all the gold in the Federal Reserve ain't nothing next to what you're worth. I'm starting to see just how foolish I'd be to think you would come crawling back for more. But tell me why. Oh, why? Well, why must this be so? Yeah. Oh, please understand that I'm not defending the way I've been acting. I guess there's 100,000 miles I'd like to walk back. hard time facing the facts. So before you go, well now I just need to know. Oh, tell me why. So yeah, well, why can you tell me why must this be so?
Oh, yes. Yes. You know, I was in the room that night, and I completely remember that song and being blown away and thinking, he did it again. Damn it. No, not damn it. You're going, jeez, it's really awesome. Nicely done. It changed a little. It's a little bit different than it was that first night.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that was one of that, like, those vestiges of the olden days when it was okay, I've never played well, actually I guess this too, in a lot of senses, playing songs for people having never played them publicly before.
Right.
Like, yeah.
You're playing them now.
Yeah, diving into the deep end.
And it sounded really, really good. Schuyler, I
Thanks,
cannot
Kim.
thank you enough for saying yes to coming to do this. Really. I completely miss hearing everybody, but I especially miss hearing your music.
Amen. It's such a treat it's such a treat to play. It's such a treat to play with you and to be able to spend so much time, hanging, talking.
Hanging out, yeah. And I can't wait till we can do it again in person and play together. That would be a lot of fun. And before this hit too, we were scheduling. Oh my gosh! And I was so excited to have the Schuyler Grant Band be my backing band for one night, because we were scheduling my CD release.
That was not the Schuyler Grant Band, by the way. That was the Kim Moberg Band.
No, only for about 4 hours.
Well, it was going to be a glorious 4 hours.
But you all said yes, and I was so excited, and it would have been and maybe we'll still get to do it, but Schuyler and Brad and John Evans and Heather Swanson, and I was just crying. I was so happy. So it didn't get to happen, but that gives us something to look forward to.
Next time.
Right?
Next time, exactly.
I'm going to play the title track from that CD, and the title track is called Up Around the Bend, and the song is called Up Around the Bend. And thank you guys for tuning in so much. Oh, Jane, it's so nice to see you, and all your comments are fabulous. Brenda, everybody that's tuned in, and thank you for the people who have left tips and, donated some money to the tip jar. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. It means the world to us. It's been a tough year for everybody, but hey, my sister Pam's here from Delaware. Just in time, we're getting ready to close out. We have a song left to do each. But it's been a tough year for everybody, but I gotta tell you, art heals. It really does. And no matter which way we're doing it, whether we're doing it all by ourselves in a room or live streaming in this kind of new way to share music, or this summer where we're gonna try to do outside shows, we love sharing our music with you. Well, the days move slow, yet the years fly by, and the more we think we know, the more we should ask why. because the story never ends. What fades away is clear again. What lies behind is up ahead. Round the bend, well, the seasons turn and the world is spinning round. But time, she just stands still, never makes a sound. Because the story never ends. What fades away is clear again. What lies behind is up ahead. Around the bend, each moment's but memory, waiting and rediscovery. Well, the path is curved and the burdens are hard to bear. But the lessons we all learn will get us there. You see, the story never ends. What fades away is clear again. What lies behind is up ahead. Around, up around the bend. Each moment but a memory, waiting and rediscovery. Up around the bend, around the bend. So wait for me around the bend. Yay! Once again, thank you all. We're so happy that you're here. Thanks for tuning in. And it's so exciting to see people from all over the place, from California, from Oregon, from Delaware, and from right here in Massachusetts. You guys are in the room with us at O'Shea's Old Inn, and you don't even know it. So Schuyler is going.
I know, it's so great.
I know. And do you funny story about that? Was it that song? Yes. When everything's done, we pull in my two girls, Rachel and Rebecca, and Kathleen Healy and Katie Flynn to do backup vocals on that song.
Nice.
And the part where it says each moment, apostrophe, yeah, each moment is but a memory. And so they're all, John gave them their parts, and they start singing, and they're going, each moment's, but and he stops everybody. He's like, no, it's each moment sparks a memory. And we're like, no. He said, yes, it is. It sparks. And we're all shaking our
Yeah.
head, and
There's
I'm like,
three Mobergs in the room
no.
going,
Three Mobergs in the room, and Kathleen and Katie are like, yeah, no, it's not Sparks. And so he goes and he gets the and he plays it back to show us that it's Sparks. And he looks at me, he goes, why isn't it Sparks? And I said, because you weren't in the room when I was writing it. That's better word. It's a much better word. So every time I play it, I think, damn, I should have wrote Sparks. Each moment sparks a memory.
What is the lyric?
Each moment's but. Each moment apostrophe S.
Sure.
Each moment is but. Each moment is but a memory.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I'm like, you see, you need to be in the room when I'm writing.
Yeah, yeah. Where were you?
Exactly.
Well, it's so funny how like the misheard song lyrics is so entertaining. I don't know. Betsy introduced me to one which I find very entertaining, which is you know that Rusted Root song "Send Me on My Way."
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great song. She's always heard that as Simeon the Whale.
What?
So Simeon the Whale. Do Simeon the Whale. Like, you know, I don't know. I find that very entertaining.
I worked with somebody once who, for years, she thought the song was "Lord, I was born in Gremlin, Maine," instead of "A Rambling Man."
Wow,
you know,
that's
I know.
A stretch.
Isn't it really? She was singing that. I'm like, what? What are you sing? What are you singing?
Right.
So
maybe I'll have to now. Every time I hear that song, I'm gonna
sorry about
think
that.
of Gremlin, Maine.
I know. Is there even a place?
Shout out to all you gremlins out there.
Gremlins in Maine. I know. Well, again, thank you, Schuyler, so much.
Oh,
I had a lot of
for
fun.
having me, Ken.
I hope you had fun too. And thank you
it's
to
so much fun.
O'Shea's for inviting us to play and putting us on the screen. We can't wait to come and play there again in person. Yeah. But Schuyler's going to end the night for us. And what are you going to play, Schuyler?
Oh, I don't know. It's so hard.
It's so hard. Oh, and by the way, thank you. Let me just put the tip jars up again too. I'll put them up while he's playing. But thank you guys so much. And what are you going to play?
I think I'm going to play Cried Wolf because I haven't in a long time. So.
Excellent.
Okay, so Cried Wolf. The spark in both of our hearts died somewhere along the line. But even the brightest of stars burn themselves out in time. And our love burned bright like the sun, a real life supernova love. And the inferno rendered the both of us blind, baby. And you say that you had enough, and I think I might call that bluff. You cried wolf one too many times, and you think you'd be better off. I say go ahead and walk. You cried wolf one too many times. Ooh, yeah. You cried wolf one too many times. Well, I wish we could find our way back to the way that things were before. We traded the honeymoon phase for life on this killing floor. And you say that I'm wasting your time. Well, need I remind you that you're an independent woman? You can show yourself the door. And you say that you had it all, but I think I'm a call big words like hard work ain't in your lexicon. And you say that you had enough, and I think I might call that bluff. You cried wolf one too many times. You think you'd be better off, and I'll say go ahead and walk. You cried wolf one too many times. Ooh, ooh, you cried wolf one too many times.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Woo! And the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thanks so
Right now-
much for having me, Kim.
Oh my gosh, thank you for coming. And now tomorrow I'm gonna go change the strings on my Strat. I'm gonna plug that Fender twin reverb in and make some noise.
Do it.
You have
and
inspired
crank the
me.
reverb all the way up, because that is just the greatest.
I'm listening to you going, oh my God, it sounds so freaking cool. I love that
Thank you.
guitar. I love it,
Thank
love it.
you. You're welcome to play it anytime.
There we go. Give
Yeah.
my love to your mom and your dad and your sister and
Certainly
to
will.
Betsy
They're probably
too.
still watching.
And to
I
oh
certainly
yeah,
will.
your mom just said
Yeah.
loud applause, you two. So there we go. And of course to Betsy too. And
Okay.
and I hope we get to do this again real soon in person. But in the meantime, SchuylerGrantMusic.com, KimMobergMusic.com. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Anything you want to add, Schuyler?
See you next time.
Good night, guys.